r/askreddit, what was the reason why your friendship ended with someone? I rarely ever see people realize that being a taxi because they're your friends is something you shouldn't have to put up with. How's this for oddly specific? Friend since 1980, was hanging out at a bar in 1992 and there was a dispute of over a $15 bar tab. I was in the right, but whatever, he held a grudge for years. Ran into him in 2017 and we were both too old to care. Started to see each other now and then. 2023 and we're at this local bar for a show and got into a fight about $15 a ticket. Maybe he'll call me in 2063. Just stay away from things that cost $15 and you're golden. I lent them $20 and then they avoided me so they didn't have to pay me back. Worth the 20. But I don't ever expect prompt returns of small amounts of money between my friends. We all buy each other rounds or buy the food for the barbecue or whatever. It ends up evening out over time. I think we'd notice though if someone was always taking and never giving, and then they'd probably get cut off too. Habitual lying became too annoying and disruptive to tolerate. Because they were fucking toxic and I was too dumb to realize it. Same. Were you the one to end it? For me it was them who dropped me because I had outstayed my usefulness to them. A violent hate crime fueled by alcoholism. Poor guy was a drunk at 19 and I just couldn't help him or keep getting involved in his bullshit. He's in prison now. He kept having kids with different girls and bailing on them. Coming from a went out for a pack of smokes dad myself, I just couldn't watch it anymore. Bailed after the third one. Think he's up to 6 now. I stopped being the first to always initiate plans, and that was that. Dude needs a vasectomy if he wants to go raw so bad. He tried to kill me and my family. Yes, a good reason for sure. There must be quite a story here. She joined a pyramid scheme selling butt ugly leggings and it took over her whole life. When I finally told her it was negatively affecting our friendship, she accused me of not supporting her business. This is literally the plot of a recent episode of American Dad. I've lost like all but 2 of my friends because I stopped drinking and doing hard drugs. Insecure jerk trying to make me a part of his problems. Then they take it out on you when you set boundaries, LMAO. Fuck those people. Me ghosting them. I tend to lose touch with people when I'm no longer physically within their presence. Like, I lost my high school friends when I went to college. Lost college buddies when I graduated and started working. Lost my close colleagues when pandemic hit and remote work became a thing. Now I have no friends since I rarely leave the house anymore. Object permanence LOL. Yeah, I learned who my real friends were when certain people didn't text after COVID. The worst is when you see them all hanging out without you. I do that too. If it weren't for social media I'd probably only talk to people I see daily. Out of sight, out of mind. It's tough. Hey, I have ADHD too. I found out she'd been a willing participant, and even architect of, several good people losing their jobs or being scapegoated for stuff they didn't do. She's a horrible person. And that was that. We lived a few hours apart and this friend was never that responsive to begin with. I have better friends now and started a relationship, and eventually moved across country. Combining all those factors and oops, we haven't kept touch in years. I guess I would still consider them a friend, we're still on good terms, but we simply haven't spoken in a long time and I no longer go out of my way to try to keep up with their life. They didn't respect the boundaries I had clearly presented beforehand. Toxic ass behavior. When I realized they were using me for actual free labor. They slut-shamed me and didn't support me when the guy I lost my virginity to spread my naked pics. Those people were never your friends. I was a bad person and they ended it for perfectly sensible reasons. I would have done the same. I've changed, but I don't blame them for not reconsidering contact. Horrible. So sorry you were traumatized by something so personal. He is vile. Stuff like this is like wiping the slate clean and making room for genuine friends. And because I didn't do cocaine, a lot of friends stopped contacting me because they knew I wouldn't chip in on baggies. I realized they were actually a horrible person, haha. Well, a manipulative liar, at least. He didn't trust me that I was literally just platonic friends with his GF because I had recently come out as bisexual, so he instantly got major defensive and destroyed our friendship over it. My GF had a friend. We fooled around with said friend for a few weeks. Then I introduced her to my best friend, telling him our previous involvement, of course. They got along together very good and started dating. After a few months they talk about me and her past and turns out he thought I was lying to flex about threesomes or something, so when he realized it actually happened, Because she confirmed, then he got upset at me for some reason and he refused to speak me ever since. She constantly kept stealing money from my purse/wallet when I went to the restroom when we were out, left it with her to watch. She made more money than me but thought I was some wealthy person. When I stopped hanging out with that group I realized just how much she had been stealing when I started having all kinds of extra money. Kept trying to fuck my sister. She got into heroin while I got into a master's program. It broke my heart. I would have done everything for that person, but she kept stealing from me. I had to let her go. I blocked her from everything, but I still look her up to make sure she's not dead. I got ghosted by 2 of them for standing up for myself after being ignored. And the other 2 pushed me away by just acting like passive-aggressive bullies and generally just being assholes towards me. Years of emotional abuse, her using me, being jealous of me and trying to control who I talk to/hang out with, always had something negative to say about who I dated and my other friends. She burned so many bridges I had with other people until it was just her in my life, realized it a bit too late but felt a huge weight off my shoulder when I cut her off. Very self-reflective of you. You can be proud of yourself for growing enough to realize and admit to your own mistakes. They found other people that they consider to be more enjoyable than me. The disrespect of my personal space. It was apparently a federal crime to get in their personal space but my personal space didn't exist. Hey, we all mess up at one time or another. It's good that you see the mistakes and alter yourself for your benefit. No need to punish yourself till the end of time. My former best friend got married and his posh wife decided that she doesn't want her husband to be seen with less rich people and he listened to her. The sad fact is, 3 years later her dad filed for bankruptcy and her husband, my former friend, had to look for a new job which pays far less than all of us, his former friends. That's beautiful. I was basically a taxi for my friends so I dumped them all.